Good morning. So, I didn't sleep great last night. I suspect it's cannabis withdrawal because I've been smoking a lot of weed because of my breakup. Anyways, I am documenting my hair day today, my day in the salon. And realistically, this is exactly how I wake up. On a better day, I probably would have wanted to wake up and go straight into meditation, but I slept like shit last night. So that's that. Let me get some coffee. I can be human. Woohoo. Let's take a look at the day. So today I have exactly 4 clients. Woohoo! Let's just hope that they're okay with me starting a channel where they're being documented and see how things go. So I was saying how I have an avoidant family, and one of the things that makes me as well naturally is an avoidant. So I'll avoid feeling the shame of doing things that are good for me. I'll avoid feeling the shame of, or what am I avoiding? I'm avoiding the feeling of shame of not doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, things that are good for me, even though I know I should be doing them. And so when I'm calling out avoidance, I'm not acting like I'm this perfect being. I'm actually probably the worst, but I think making hard choices and deciding to become a better person, it's not easy. It's not like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my god, let's be the best version of me today. I mean, there's days like that where like I'm really peppy and I'm ready to do that. But for the most part, on a cloudy day like today, where I didn't get enough sleep because I was coping with cannabis because I broke up with my ex 3 months ago. Let's be real. So yeah, little sidebar. Didn't expect this video to be about cannabis withdrawal. And hopefully not caffeine withdrawal because I need this. It's so weird waking up first thing in the morning and then documenting your day. This is going to take a little bit of getting used to. So more fun than my day job though. Alright, so I've already washed my face. There is something that I did want to share. You see these? The Koreans know what's up. So you wash your face and you know how the water runs down your arms and then it drips down your elbows and then the floor's all wet. Not anymore. Little beaches. So cute, right? Next is makeup because I'm gonna be perceived by human beings, but I'm also in the beauty industry, so yeah. Alright, face is done, all glowy. Next up is my hair, but I gotta change my top first before I do my hair because I want to wear a hoodie and that's that. Alright, so this is the fit. I literally wore this yesterday, so are you an outfit repeater too? I pretty much don't care. Yeah, who cares? Not that deep, really. All right, hair's done. Check it out. Ready to make people look gorge. Ready to pretend like I love my job still. Okay, you know what? When I'm all dressed up, sometimes I like my job. But today, on this much sleep, it is what it is. I remember starting this hair career in disbelief and thinking, I can't believe I get paid to play and do people's hair. I was bright-eyed, young, and it really felt like playtime became employment. That was 17 years ago, and I had just turned 19. I'd never planned on being a hairstylist. It was a career born out of survival. I always wanted to be an artist, and this was the closest I could get to paying my bills without going to university. Kicked out at 17 by my family for the second time, 4,000 kilometers away from everything and everyone I'd ever known or loved. I was scared, heartbroken, and alone. I rented a room in a shared house with a single mother who had one son. For the first time in my life, I had a roof over my head where I was able to sleep and finally be safe. With only a sleeping bag on the floor and a small quantity of clothing, there was one thing I knew. I wanted to survive. I wanted to live. I spent just over a year in the workforce, and believe it or not, during that time I had 2 construction jobs. Shocking, I know. Framing prefabricated homes for residential houses, and also as a tile setter, doing both commercial and residential flooring. Turns out, power tools, dirt, and grime aren't a good fit for me. Although, I did surprise myself at even my own physical capabilities. One day, driving in a car, I'd heard a commercial on the radio about a 3-month express hair program. You know, one of those cheesy infomercial-sounding ones. I decided to sign up, and that was it. I was launched into the beginning of the hair career I'm showing you now. In the beginning, I was working downtown Calgary in 2008, doing hair for oil and gas white-collar professionals. I felt fancy. I felt special. I felt cool. I felt like my presence and my skills finally belonged somewhere. I could perform my way into being accepted. I could make people happy, and maybe I could show everyone that I was worth something. Fake it till you make it. That was the motto and tagline I'd adopted as a personal identity for the next 9 years. To justify the denial of how I really felt on the inside, broken, lost, and abandoned, it became my mask. As of right now, that's just something that happened a really long time ago. These days, I go into work, I'm the authority of my craft, and I get to show up as my authentic self every single day. I've long dropped and outgrown the mask that used to protect me in order to survive. Now, my career and chair are built on being a safe space for people to authentically be themselves. That means come as you are, in any season of your life, whether you're in a place of light, darkness, completely exhausted, messy, or sharing your radiance with the world. You are allowed to simply be yourself without fear of judgment. I suppose, in so many ways, what I've created and offer to others is what I've always longed for. A space where you feel cared for, accepted, are heard, seen, and to be truly yourself without any strings attached. I just happen to simultaneously hold space for someone's inner world and also manifest their vision for themselves into physical reality with my learned skills. To this day, that is still the most magical part for me, and I continue to pay respect to that duty in my chair with the highest regard. Currently, I'm at a crossroads. I'm feeling the exhaustion of this current version of me, while a new version is asking to emerge. I'm beginning to question, is this where I want to be in my life? Is what I've created so far all that I'm capable of? And if I ever did ask for more from myself, what could that possibly look like? If there's something that I still believe in, even on the hard days, it's this. It's never too late to choose something different. If you've been stuck in your own fog, performing, avoiding, holding your breath, silencing your truth, I hope this feels like a window cracking open. I hope it makes someone feel less crazy for being tired and less alone in the in-between. I hope it lets someone know you don't have to have a plan or be fully healed or even feel like showing up to still choose to. Because that's where I'm at. I'm just showing up in the middle of it. And if that
give someone else permission to start, not from confidence, but from integrity, then I've done what I needed to do. That's it.
Oh my god, I finally get to sit down. Ooh, what time is it by the time I get to sit down? 3:30. So, start at 10. Pretty much all my feet haven't been able to sit till 3:30. Anyways, here's my lunch. Ooh. So there's this place called Red Wasabi, and I'm so obsessed with it. They make these little sushi boats called inari, and I got 2 scallop, 1 eel, and 1 salmon, and I'm obsessed. Anyways, I'm gonna eat. Also, in Vancouver, it's so hard to get stuff delivered to your place when you're not home, so get all my shit delivered to work. That's just how you gotta do. Yo, if you haven't tried it, oh my god. This scallop is so creamy and yummy. I'm gonna eat, bye. Whew. I'm off work and I'm so exhausted. So I just got home. I had to change out of my hoodie because, man, it's that time of the year in fall where you wear a hoodie, you're overheating later on in the day, but then in the morning or at night, you need the hoodie because it's too cold. All day, I thought I was overheating at work, and my last client, who doesn't want to be on camera, fair, was like, it's actually pretty dry. I think that might be your cannabis sweats. Good to know. So today, something that happened that is actually relatively normal is saying goodbye to clients, because Vancouver is a very transient city and people come and go and you get attached. And so Heather, my first client, I was doing her hair for 8 years, and that's a long relationship. That actually means that when I first started doing her hair, I was 28, and she's seen me through some ups and some downs, and like, you grow together and you watch your clients' kids grow too, which is so crazy. So you can't help but, actually just become friends, like have a relationship with other human beings. Saying goodbye is never easy, but people move on with their lives, and I'm kind of hoping to do the same one day. Another thing is, clients are always asking me, so how was your summer? It's September. That's a really normal question to ask. But this summer, honestly, was me healing from a breakup. I pretty much kept to myself all summer, which feels like a waste of a summer. But for me, it wasn't a waste because I was doing really deep work, and obviously now I'm back to creating and returned to myself. I'm more empowered, I know what I need, and the summer ended up ultimately serving me. However, people just want to know that you're doing cool stuff and all of that, and sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, so I just locked myself in my apartment because I was going to therapy and figuring out all the things that traumatized me. Getting through and making sense of what happened in a relationship with an avoidant person was really eye-opening. And I probably will make a video about that on another day, because I think a lot of the things that I've learned about feeling really deeply, empathizing with people, and learning about nervous systems, my nervous system, the avoidant nervous system, and what was actually happening. Towards the end of that relationship, I gained so much knowledge of what happens in relational dynamics, and it's allowed me to have both compassion for my ex and for myself, because I fully understand the limitations that brought us to the conflict that we were in, and also how I equally contributed. That's going off subject, but that's for another video. I will note that today I pretty much had like bobs and moms, and they're all generally older. So I do have a diverse clientele. I have younger clientele, I have older clientele. And my last one's actually a male, and it was a fade, so fading Asian hair. He didn't want to be on camera, and I respect that. It was not personal, that he just doesn't like photos or videos. That actually saved me a lot of trouble filming, which is okay. It was really interesting, everybody understanding where I was coming from. So with the first client of the day, it's really awesome because we're like shooting the shit. So she's got wisdom energy, AKA she's got language that I can bounce off of her with about emotions, about what we're going through, about life changes, about personal growth, about family and connect and all of that. And it's so fun. She's got some crazy ass stories from her work, and it was a little bit sad to say goodbye because she's moving back to the United States, and after 8 years of being together and doing her hair, you know, you build a bond with each other, and yeah, it was really emotional to see her go. And of course, we always frame it as bye for now, and you just wish people the best in their life journey and on to bigger and better things. And to be honest, I mean, like, she's a little bit nervous about moving back to the United States because she's moving back to a blue state, but anyways, that's a whole other thing. But Vancouver's not all it's cracked up to be. It's cracked up, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. These days, there seems to be a little bit of, you know, if you're here, you'll recognize it, but it's kind of on the down. I still appreciate and recognize my privilege saying that, but it's, you gotta live here now, I guess. And then the second client was somebody who is coming all the way from the North Shore to come and see me, which is a big deal when you're in Vancouver because people on the North Shore, which is another shore north of the Vancouver downtown Isle, mainland, they usually stay on the North Shore. And so I worked up in the North Shore for 6 years. Most of my clients are coming from there, so people who don't normally cross the water are crossing the water to get their hair done with me, and it is such a blessing and privilege. And so she comes in with mom energy, and it is really, it's just fun. So like moms come in and they fit a profile, which is really funny. So number one, decision-making fatigue. They're sick of making decisions. Number two, their mental load is off the charts. So they're coming in for like self-care, and you're there to take care of them and make them feel beautiful and to ask them about them and their inner world. You just share and connect, and I also do hair for her daughter, which is really cool. The third one is my oldest client, and I gotta say, I slay grandma hair. Like, if you got a grandma and she doesn't have a hairstylist, send her to me. I will slay her hair. So she's really cool. She really understood when I was sharing how social masking is so exhausting. While I don't suffer with draining my social battery on a one-on-one situation, like in the chair, I do struggle everywhere else to like put on a face and like pretty much act like I give a shit. Anyways, she fully related, and she related with the social battery and recharging and alone time, and we connect in that way. She was really disappointed though that, you know, she may potentially be losing a hairdresser one day, but like, I was like, yo, chill, I'm on my second video. Like, I just started doing this thing, and like, who knows? I literally have 0 followers. That was that. Anyways, I think that speaks volumes to how much I think belief people have in me, which is really quite funny to me, and also sweet. The last one was in one of my regular clients as well. He's an Asian male client, and he does not like being perceived. I think we just related on so many levels, being first generation Asian like Canadian Asian. There's something about growing up in Canada with immigrant Asian parents that some of the experiences are just so universal, and we just bond on that. We also bonded on like, you know, self-development, and we also talked about how we're feeling really confined in the structure of the 9 to 5, and we're just starting to, you know, ask questions. He's just sort of like a really good listener, and he really likes hearing what I have to say. I think hanging out with straight guys like that make me realize that as a queer man, I am the bridge to like teaching guys who are like emotionally less equipped, like language. Like I teach them feelings and emotions just by sharing how it works, basically. Sharing the logistics of how emotions and feelings work. And they're intent on listening. It's not like guys don't want to like, well, a lot of guys do avoid emotions, but some guys are just like, oh, you know what? I really hadn't had it explained that way, and that makes sense. Thank you. Those relationships actually make me feel like I'm contributing to the rising male consciousness. You know, women have been doing the work for centuries, and that makes me feel like I'm doing my part. That's it. Seems like I'm getting a second wind of energy right now, but I'm actually exhausted. If y'all watched it to the end, I'm shocked, and I'm also really thankful. If there's anything that you would like to see or for me to talk about, you know, I was thinking about maybe like coloring my hair and documenting that. That'd be kind of fun. I mean, this is a pretty cool vibe. I'm gonna get some compliments on it, but you know. So if you managed to watch it until the end, thank you. It was a really normal day for me. If there's anything else that you would like to see, like to know, or anything that you'd like for me to talk about, leave a comment down below. And if you found any of this relatable, maybe you can share that as well. And otherwise, if you could leave a like, that would apparently really help with the videos. I'm gonna go and rest now because I didn't get any sleep last night. I should probably also make a video talking about how I ended up like this. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.